Well, guys, we have reached that point. I have tucked so much stuff away to replenish the pantry shelves that my pile's getting out of control and it's now causing issues. So if you look behind me, you can see our shelves are still looking a little bit bare, but have no fear because we're about to restock, which means rotate, clean up, and check for some bad jars. So I have to be honest, I'm really not sure how to tackle this. You all know I am the worst at being organized. Christopher will attest to that. But I think what we're gonna do is kind of look at where the gaps are, empty out the jars that can go onto the shelves, and then we're going to shuffle and figure things out. So let's go take a look at this pile because I think you guys are gonna appreciate this. Look, it's a mountain of preserving. So what you're looking at here is 190 jars of canning. Now, so far this year, which I do have it tracked in my book, I've done 356 jars of canning, which is a lot less than previous years. But as you know, I didn't have a whole lot of tomato product. The shelves are looking a little bare. I've been really terrible and I haven't labeled these well, so we're gonna label as we go. But I think the biggest task is going to be filling the blank spots. You've seen us making things, jams, jellies, taco meat, lamb meat. Boy, oh boy, we have had a busy fall. And apple juice was something that, to be honest, I had really, really high hopes for, but we only did the 36 jars that you see here. And as you can see, the shelf was virtually empty to begin with. So that's not a really good stock up, but that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna put these on that shelf because it's easy because that shelf is empty. So that's at least one shelf completely filled with apple juice for this year. I didn't even bother to put dates on it because it'll be gone by next year and we'll know. And if there's any left over, we'll deal with it. But next, while we're over in this section, now just giving you the heads up, this is not by any means a pantry tour. That's going to be coming. So ignore all this stuff over here. We're going to be talking about our lamb broth. Now this is all 2022 and 2023 lamb broth. We actually didn't make a whole lot of lamb broth in 2024, but as you saw, I made quite a bit this year. So I'm going to jiggle things around here and see if we can get some of it on this shelf and the rest will have to go into the overstock. I say that totally caught lying on the camera because they're all dated 2025. So obviously, I guess earlier this year, I must have made lamb broth. Totally forgot about it. Guess I'll have to reference the book, but we've already got some 2025 on the shelf, which is good because that means we're getting through the old stuff.
And I just had a wonderful suggestion. Rather than completely reorganize that shelf, we're just going to take the oldest, which is 2022, off, put them to the side. Then we're going to take the 2023 off the shelf, put a box of 2025 underneath it, put the 2023 back on the shelf, and put the 2022 in front of it.
Okay, so we've got some 750 mils in the 2025 series of lamb broth. So we're going to put them to the back because I actually have some older 750 mils that we want to make sure we use up first. The one thing that I have to say is pretty nasty is how dirty these are. I brought down a damp cloth and I'm just going to wipe some stuff off because it's amazing when it sits for a little while. I mean, this has been down there for 3 years now. It's looking a little dingy. So we've got ourselves all organized here. These are 2025. We're going to deal with them in a moment. But all those 2022 jars, we're just going to put them in the front so that we know, use these guys first, right? Rotate your stock, right? I don't know how many times we talk about it. I always forget to do it. So that's as much as we could get on that shelf. We've still got some extra lamb jars here, which are going to go into the overstock. So I'm going to just leave them here and we're going to move on. So sticking with the lamb, we have 7 jars of canned lamb meat that we did. These need to go on the shelf. I am out of lamb on the shelf, so there's plenty of space. Lamb meat, check. Taco meat's next. Look at this gap. And I'll tell you, it's been that way for a while, so I am glad to see some jars going into this space. And now we're putting that summer's best soup on the shelf. Definitely disappointed I didn't get more of this made, so stay tuned, it might be coming. And our pile is dwindling. It's amazing how fast it goes from whoosh to pretty much put away. So next we're going to tackle the ketchup and barbecue sauce. I know they're getting low on the shelves. I'm not sure how many we can actually get up there, but I'm going to rotate what's left and we're going to tuck these new guys in behind. So here is the old ketchup. I'm not super concerned. This is all 2024, but we're going to get the 2025 at the back. Now, as many of you know, I only got, 8 jars this year of ketchup. Little disappointing, but the tomatoes just weren't there. Actually, to be honest, it's only 7 jars. Eek. While this looks like a perfect fill, normally I would have a whole nother box down in the overflow because we go through at least 2 jars a month. And that's all I've got. 15 jars. So we're not going to make it, or I've got to start rationing ketchup. Once again, I'm using my leaning post here. I really hate the location of this. Stay tuned because maybe over the winter we'll do some changes down here. Super exciting. But we're going to work on the barbecue sauce here. Now, the one thing that kind of irritates me, kind of doesn't, is I switched to small jars for the barbecue sauce. So I'm not sure if we're going to get them all on here, but I'm going to pull all these guys out, same as I did with the ketchup. Put these ones at the back and then put the old stock at the front. So we found our first casualty of this process. I did give it a little push on the top and it did seal back down, but I don't trust that. This is going in the compost. But look at how rusted that got. And that's because I left the ring on. You should not leave your rings on, especially if you store your stuff down in a kind of damper basement or cool area. You will definitely see that rust develop. And I'm betting if I flip this lid off, it's rusted underneath and there's just a little pinhole somewhere in there. Well, thanks to our one casualty, we managed to get all the jars in there, and I've got the old ones at the front. These are 2023, so they definitely need to be used up. As you saw, one had already gone bad. Yet another reason to rotate your stock and check your lids. Look at that disgustingness. But at least it developed something that we knew, but not sealed at all. I'm not going to take that lid off though. So next up is this year's Southwest salsa. I've already pulled the 4 that were remaining from last year to the front. So we're just going to tuck these in here. I think we've got plenty of room, so they should all go on, no problem. I did 10 jars this year. Not bad considering I didn't have any tomatoes. That's one thing that you really do find as you can for year after year after year is you make a lot of the same stuff because your family finds those favorites. You find those favorites and you know how to make it. It's quick and easy. You know what to grow and it works. So that's why a lot of our stuff, although it does rotate, what we make doesn't change a lot. We're not even rotating this because we ran out of butter chicken earlier this year and I made new stuff in 2025 already. So Chris is just basically stocking this up all in here. So there we go, butter chicken all filled up. We actually had to raid another row because we didn't have any versatile. But now we're going to go over to the other gap and we're going to fill the apple syrup that we made. So I've moved the old 3 jars and up goes the new ones. Our lemon trees have to move because I need to film and get at our overstock. The lemon trees are in front, but aren't they looking great for December? Lovely. So up next is tackling chicken broth. We have a whole bunch of chicken broth we made this year, but I don't know if there's older stuff. Well, obviously there's older stuff because there's chicken broth right here, but it's still 2025. So I'm going to just kind of shuffle things around here and see if there's any that is older than that to go up on the shelf in that, block from the bottom, put it on top, rotation kind of method. This is practically becoming a pantry tour. But as we dig down here, I found a versatile curry from 2024, so that can go up. And charred salsa from 2024. And wait for it, this is really exciting. 2023 ketchup. 2 more. They don't fit on my shelf though, because I had a perfect fit. I had to document this. This is exciting. We just put the last of the applesauce that was in the overflow onto the shelf. There's no more applesauce down here. We've been battling for 3 years now to use all the applesauce that we made in 2022, and it's finally all up there. Well, guys, we found 2024's lamb broth, so looks like we've got a lot of lamb broth. So we've gone through most of the stuff and everything down here really was 2025 chicken except for a couple jars of the broth. So we're just going to stack all of the stuff in the overflow because it's all 2025. Well, it is coming along. We are getting organized, people. Yay! And it's starting to look a little bit fuller. Well, we are almost done. all we have left is our jams and jellies to go onto this top shelf. And here we have the last of our remaining 190 jars to be put away. Elderberry syrup and jelly, strawberry rhubarb jam, mixed berry jam. Let's go see if we can find spots for these on the shelf. So first thing we're going to do is put up our strawberry rhubarb, move the 3 remaining jars to the front, put all the rest at the back. I would really like to have some more of this, but I don't have any more rhubarb. All right, so we're taking this out of here because we don't have any cherry or raspberry syrup this year. And we're going to put our elderberry products right there. So we're kind of trying to organize here. Everything's just kind of gotten put everywhere, but we've got some dandelion syrup, which I don't know where I'm going to put that. Dandelion jelly, we've got lots of that. Looking really good. So first thing we're going to put up here is our mixed berry jelly that we just made. Super pleased with this one. Can't wait to open a jar of it, to be honest. So with our elderberries this year, we made 2 different kinds of jelly. We made it mixed with blackberries and cherries and mixed with black raspberries. So I'm going to put them up here alternating back and forth. So we don't eat all of one kind up front because, I don't know, I'm a little bit partial to the black raspberry one. And last but not least, to go on this shelf and empty off my framing table is the elderberry syrup. So this is really impressive. I don't think this top shelf has been this full in at least 2 years. The one thing I do have to say about that jam and jelly shelf is Chris is right. We need to make a red mixed berry jelly because it's looking like a lot of dark berries. Although those dark berries are exceptionally good for you. And I'm not going to go into the whole spiel about it, but dark fruit, really good. All berries are really good. And that's it, guys. That's all I have to put on the shelves. And as you can see, there are still a few pretty big holes, mostly in pressure canning, like soups and stews. So we definitely have to really keep working at those and get those stocked up as well. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how things are looking. And as we prep for the pantry challenge, I've got a few things on my list I know I need to make.